Usec, let's talk about this petition for the price increases, no? So anywhere from 2 to 10%. What are the chances that this will be approved and how soon, ma'am?
The DTI has always tried to limit price increases to 3%, in a range of 3% to 7% or 2 to 7%. But in some cases where it becomes unavoidable, we allow increases to 10%. If it's too much for the consumer to carry or to bear the price increase, we negotiate with manufacturers to limit it at least to maybe 50% increase, and then we divide or we split the price increases into tranches to make it more to make it easier for the consumer to carry the price increase.
Okay, ma'am. So are you pushing po for a staggered increase, as you mentioned, right now? Or will there be a one-time hike? And mabilis ba i-reverse if bumaba yung inflation?
It depends. The 2 to 7% price increase that we're talking about would translate into 25 centavos to 1 peso. If it increases to maybe 150 or 2 pesos, that's the time that we ask for tranches from the manufacturers. It's actually an appeal to them to allow consumers, to give a breather to consumers so that we do not impose immediately the price increase of 150 to 2 pesos. We try to limit it as much, but of course it will take a lot of negotiation and convincing also with the manufacturers.
Ma'am, how soon could this actually be happening? And how often will this be reviewed, given the current situation?
Yes, that's right. We're actually almost done. But what happens is that after we're done with a batch of requests, another batch comes in. So this is what delays our process, because we have to review everything that is requested from the manufacturers, because no price increase will be allowed without publication. That's why we publish only one time. So all the requests for increase will have to be studied before we make a final recommendation to the Secretary and before we publish. It will take us probably a couple of weeks for us to complete and submit our recommendation for approval, and then another couple of weeks probably for the Secretary to approve and for us to be able to make the publication.
Okay, so ma'am, just to clarify, they are not allowed to do the price increases on their own without an application first from the DTI?
Yes, these are the products that are included in the suggested retail price bulletin. All other products that are outside the bulletin may move their prices, but our appeal to manufacturers is to move only at the most reasonable level, probably they can limit it to between 2 and 10% only, because this is the threshold that we allow the consumers to be able to carry the burden of the price increase.
Ma'am, we did mention earlier on in the broadcast which ones these are, canned meat, instant noodles, sardines, coffee. Do you see that the applications are all across the board for all of the SRP-linked products, or are there specific items that we will be seeing price increases for when it comes to basic goods?
There will be specific items. For example, you mentioned the products that have requests that have requested DTI. For canned sardines, there are different brands and there are different shelf keeping units. So there are around 10 SKUs in the bulletin. For instant coffee, we have around 10 to 13 shelf keeping units. So we allow only a few items, a few SKUs per item to increase at any given time. We limit it to 30% only out of the 218 shelf keeping units that we have in the bulletin. So that the consumers will find it easier to, and will have other choices also to buy when they go out in the supermarket.
Ma'am, are the price increases directly linked still to the Russia-Ukraine war, or is it for other reasons like agricultural problems that you are considering? And if so, if the oil prices do go down, are you able to negotiate better with the manufacturers?
For wheat, for bread products in the Philippines, yes, it's directly connected to the Ukraine-Russia conflict, because all other countries that buy from Ukraine and Russia that are not able to do that now gravitate towards the US, Canada, and Australia, which are the main sources of the Philippines. So yes, on bread. But for all other products, of course, there is fuel, there is foreign exchange, there is the importation of raw materials, there is logistics as well, included among the factors that we consider also in the price movement. We negotiate with the manufacturers. We appeal to their corporate social responsibility so that they will agree to tranches if ever, or agree to negotiate to a lower price increase if ever.
Ma'am, just to clarify, you are expecting price increases. So there is not going to be, even with lower inflation, maybe in the next couple of months, which some are expecting, do you actually expect some items to go back to the normal prices? Or are you clear that the prices will be happening? It's just a matter of whether staggered or one-off hike?
You mean price increase?
Correct. This is almost certain.
Price increase? No, we're not yet certain. Like I said, we're still in the final stages of reviewing our recommendations for the Secretary. So we're not saying that we are definitely increasing prices because, like I said, we're not yet done with the study.